AD alert, we will pausing.
Hey, how's it going? Hope you guys doing well. Happy Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys doing well. I have made some progress on the traffic system. Well, rather, I started the traffic system. Which is good. Which is good. I can show you guys. I mean, full play. Oh yeah, you'll see it here. You'll see it here. There we go. Yay, cars moving, and then there's sort of like an intersection, and they still find their way. So, yeah. They're gonna go, and you just need to swap the direction of the splines, and we should be good. We should be good. Anyway, with that, the plan for today is simple. We continue the damage stuff. Well, that's the plan. Damage stuff. Let's do it. Sometimes my mind goes to weird places. Even then, I don't understand. So yesterday, we had this setup. That's right. So we had the new setup for receiving the damage and making sure that we can take damage. So we need to now do the damage reduction calculations, and then anything else we possibly need, like all of this kind of stuff. We need to see if the damage dealer is still alive, then obviously we do this, otherwise we ignore it. So let's begin. So, why is this in yellow? Well, I guess this needs to go now onto... onto the damage calculations. Calculate less damage received. Right. No, this is additional damage dealt. Still, damage dealer, total damage dealt. This is the one we were using. So we need to calculate total damage after reductions. This is the one. This is the one. One second. Okay. So we need to do a few things. We're gonna need the calculated less damage received, right? Which is going to take care of all of this. We are gonna need to get the received damage info for sure. And then question is, what order do I want things in? Check divine protection. Right, because if I have yeah, we do need to check divine protection first. Okay. So we can do check divine protection. And this is happening on the owner. So the damage dealer right here is this. But we need to use the attacker now, right? We're doing attacker. I'm changing it all to attacker. So, where am I using it, actually? Here. We're checking this. Let's convert to validate get. If it's valid, we're doing this. Okay. If it's not this, if it's not this, then we bypass you. We need to bypass this thing because this will just do the both. So let's do a. Let's say false then. We won't know. This is just in this scenario that they died, which means if it's a boss, then it's fine. Right. We'll do -1. Is that the only other place that we're using the... Yes, the attacker? It is. It's purely for this part. Yep, which makes sense. Okay. And the world where it is not valid, we're gonna bypass this. The reason we bypass this is because freaking select nodes will load everything down the chain, and if this fails, if it's trying to do this, then if this is not valid, then this will fail. Right. Chain reaction. Okay. So assuming take damage is true. If false, so you do a return. And we're going to return the total damage taken. Should be a float. We'll just say, hey, we're taking no damage. Okay. Then, every time I say then, I want to say and then. I don't know where that's from. There had to have been like a YouTube channel or video that I was watching that always said it. There has to be. It's my only guess. Okay, we're gonna see what we do here. Do I want to do it? I mean, I don't really have to do this here. This is only damage calculations. This is just doing calculations, but this can be done on the actual thing. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll keep this here, though. Let's actually promote the damage dealer to a local variable. That way. I can just grab it and do a validated get on it. So if it's valid, then we're doing this. Otherwise, we're just bypassing it. Okay. Which means on this, we're no longer doing you. Right? We're just doing this. We're no longer doing this part. That's being taken care of. Okay, so next we have the health damage calculations. Okay, so here, we're checking if they have culling strike. So, I guess I should also have an output here that's like instant death. Or I do the check here, I guess. Nah, I should do the check here. So check if the attacker is valid. Okay. If they are, then we know. We'll humor this. And we ignore and make sure that's not a dot damage because we don't want a dot to do this. And assuming that this is true, then it will do the death thing. So this whole thing, death. Why don't I have this on the actual just death function? Because clearly it's gonna go here, right? It does all of this and it's trigger death. Oh, because I could have last stand be on, not. I'm not truly dead until last stand is a check is done. That's why. So I could have died, but not actually died. That's why. So what I can do then is, do I collapse it to a function by itself so I don't have to like do all of this mess? I kind of want to. Collapse to function. A death check. Not really a death check. It's death trigger check, I guess. The problem also making it a function, I don't really need it as a function, I guess, because then I would put it everywhere. I would need to pass the variables through. I want a custom event in here. Okay, fine. What I could do is a sequence, and then set a variable that says dead. and then have a little branch here. And then just add a dead local variable. If we're dead, then we're going to do this. And all this is going to do, if this is true, is just going to set dead to true. And then we can do that is true here. And now I get rid of this entire path. Okay. That's better. It's still not perfect, but it's better. This needs to be attacker. Oh, I set the attacker here locally, so now I can do. Swap it out. Okay. Attack type here, we still need as is. Check here if the attacker is valid. Oh, we don't need to do this now because it's oh yeah, because we haven't gone past here yet. So we're gonna assume that if it's failed, nope. That means that it has nowhere to go. Oh, sorry, there has no culling strike. Or if it did, it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, next one. We're just triggering Berserker. I mean, then I might as well trigger then on here. Because it's based off of taking damage. Then we have the damage calculations. Okay, here we go. So this is what we need to swap with. So, let's see. So this we're already doing the check for. This is defense. So this is our first defense one. There you go. So here we need to do its own stuff on this. Its own stuff here. And then this is now going to be the actual calculate less damage received. Now, this outputs still to total damage. Yeah. So I get to do this. Then get I should really just put this in here. I should really just put this in here. Can I not call an attacker? This needs to be attacker. How am I using it? I'm not sure. Okay. Does it matter where I do the damage calculations? Well, hold on. This is off of the received damage. This should not be using total at all. So, wait. So already here, I need to modify the damage. So let's do that. Let's do calculated attack damage. Then we do a multiply here by you. And we'll set the total damage. Here. So that one we are using the same value. Right, because this takes care of, yeah, the 1.0, 0, and 0.5. Yep. Then this will calculate more correctly. Because now it'll be using the total damage, which is correct. The only thing is, this is damage reduction. There's none of these are flat, right? And none of these are flat. All of these are percentages. So it doesn't matter which order I do this in. Hey, Owl Game Studio. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. About to finish the hair, my Kara. Hope you like it. Why is it AU? Australia? I mean, you're not Australian. I don't. Was AU Australian? It's the first thing I think of. I mean, it sounds good, but isn't it like past midnight for you? Go to sleep. sleep, my good sir. Hair can wait till tomorrow. I mean, I can look at it if you want, like right now, but, you know, I'll do it on stream. You will sleep like a baby today? I had to do it? I mean, hey, if it helps you sleep at night, sure. Do one of these. Okay. So now it's going to get the reduction from the fortify. From there, these are all increases of damage, which you already accounted for. And we have the armor reductions. So let's grab the armor reduction stuff. So we don't need this anymore. Get total damage. That's the multiplier here. Don't need you. Don't need you. Okay. Let's try and clean this up a little bit. Have a good night. Yeah, get some rest. Sleepy time. Sleepy time, best time. Okay, so here we're checking if it is melee. We're checking if it's projectile. Probably should also have spells because of damage reduction, but we'll add that later. I could have sworn I already like organized this stuff. Did I? Hold on. Did I not organize? Like, I could have sworn I did. I did this. Where did I do this? That's clearly not here. We'll find out at some point. Because this is not from the damage being dealt. So this is the receiver's information. Okay, so we can do all of this. Just put it here, honestly. Well, at that point, should I just do a sequence? Yeah, I should just do a sequence at this point. We could do this. think that's better. I mean, this should really be using the same system as the others. If I just don't do... Theoretically, I could just do the same system as the others, right? Because for all of this, if I did a switch instead, because I only would need to do this on melee and projectile. The spell and dodge just passes it along. This is the fortify, which is 100 minus whatever. Divide by 100. So this divide by 100, I don't need. So I think I can just do this. Let me just see the fortify ability. Oh, I need to see it. Keyboard info. Percent damage reduction per enemy hit, max 25%. K's at whatever rate. Max 25%. So then why am I doing 100 minus that? Oh, because that gets me 0.75. Or sorry, that gets me 75. That's not 75% more damage. Oh yeah, so I guess I can't. Yeah, I can't use this because this is for adding more damage. I need to. Well, I guess I'm doing 25%, taking the 25% less damage. So I could use this. I would just need to multiply this by -1. Because this is just 25% or whatever it is, and I just do 25% less damage. Instead of all of this, that's all we're doing. And honestly, I just didn't do it here, right? That's the whole point of this. There we go. Let's set all this up. And we can do the same thing here. Yeah. So we need the armor stuff. Yeah, we need 3 pins. Armor general. Armor melee. And armor projectile. Okay, so let's take a look at this calculation. So this one is just damage reduction, right? Reduce incoming melee damage by a certain percentage. So if I have 20, whatever it is, right, that's how much it will be. So what I do is do a max. No, I do a min. This is correct. This is correct. But I don't need any of this. But I do need then to multiply by -1 because we're reducing this amount of damage. But this is the general one. So yes. We do the same thing for the others. So we copy them. It doesn't work as always. All right, we have all of this, but we just need to add in a attack type check. So here, this is the one that is needs to be equal to melee. Oh, I guess I can't do that one. I can do. Yeah, it's probably fine. Just projectile. So it's projectile. Then we're removing this. Oop. No. And if it's melee, then this. Armor reductions. There we go. I can't wait to find out that I didn't do it right. Instead of all of this, we now have the use of those functions, which is much better. Okay. Something like this. Trying to keep it a little clean. Okay, back here. So then we have the get combined damage. But all of these were multipliers. They're not like addition or subtraction, so it doesn't matter the order that we do this in. Then we were doing this is the damage dealer, whether or not they crit, which is relevant to the receiving side. So I think that's it, which gets us the total damage at the end here. So when we do calculate less damage received, we need to do then a return. Total damage received. Right? Wait, no. Here. Oops. We don't need this. We don't need this. Because this wasn't the actual last one. It was here that we were using this. I need to rename some of the stuff. So inside of this one, which is the calculate total damage after reductions. Now we have the final version. And now here we can return get total damage. Yeah. Because it will return here if it failed, and if it succeeded, it continues, and then it'll do this. Cool. I think we're good. So. Here. We now need to run this, which is the calculate total damage after reductions. And just to double check, we're starting with the calculated attack damage based on the scale, and that gets it to total damage. Yep. Cool. So this gets us the total damage taken. Now, we can set this on here. Oh, what we also need to know is whether or not we crit during this, because we need to know for certain things. Hey, that's welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right. All fine here. Where am I actually using this? Yeah, I'm like outputting whether or not it's a crit success, but what? Calculate character damage. But I'm not actually using this anywhere, so I don't think it matters whether or not it was a store crit success. Where am I using percent of base damage? Ah, okay. So I do need percent of base damage calculation. Okay. And that is gained by taking all of this stuff, multiplying it by you guys, dividing it, and multiplying it. I need to get this actually from the damage dealer side. So here, I need to add a. No, I don't. I don't think I need to do anything here. I need to output it, right? Get the base damage value here. So we get the attack info, and then we output the total damage dealt here. So what I need to do is just grab where it's being used. I think I need to output the information here. Okay. Okay, so I'm using it here. So I do need to output that value, and I do need to have it on the receive damage info. Do I need it here? Hold on. I need this because of after damage taken. Who am I using it on? I'm using it on boss, aren't I? It's for the boss. It's for the boss. So I need to know the percentage. Okay. So on the received damage info, I have another float. Percent of base damage. Float. It's 100 by default. So here, total damage dealt, and then we'll also output percent of base damage. Okay, and the way we calculate that again is by taking the base damage, multiplying it with attack and hold stuff. So we take the total calculated damage. I'm going to take the total calculated damage here. Then we divide it by the original times 100. So let's do a current local variable. This is going to be the base damage percent, so we just don't call it the same thing. If this is being calculated, then we set it here as well. If it's not, then obviously it won't matter. And then here, well, you can do it at the end. We can do it at the end. Right. No, we can't because we need to know. We need to know also this value at this point in time. So this also needs to be another variable. This is just the original base damage. Store the original base damage, the base damage percent, which is the only one that gets updated here. And now we can take the base damage percent, right? Divide by the original. And multiply by 100. And that gets us the what we need. I guess I should rename this to the you just do like scaled base damage. Original base damage, scaled base damage, and then we take the scaled by the original, and that gets the percentage. Perfect. Because then we output that, and we have the value that we can take. So then in here, calculate total damage dealt. Base damage percent.
Cease all motor functions, the Lord's damageable.
Okay. Dang. Okay. Function seized. Let's see what this hair is all about. You guys want to see the hair of the character? I think it's gonna need a bit of color adjustments, but that shouldn't be hard for him to do. I mean, I'll see. I'll need to try out pixelating it first, but here's the character. Like hair looks good. A little bit of a thing there. It could be just a shadowing thing. Hard to say. Um, only thing that I'm looking at is potentially having a little more variation in shading, where this is like a little darker than here. But we'll see. We'll see. Overall, it's pretty good. Also, a little concerned about the individual strands as much on this. We'll see. We'll see how it reads pixelized. Also, I mean, I guess at some angle this is going to happen. Unless it's like a curved one, but then it's just a lot more topology. There's ways around that. Yeah, I think I'll need a little more breakup in the color, but as the character's hair. Cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We go here. There we go. This is gonna go in here. Let's put calculate attack damage and the percent of base damage together. How do I just put them both on the bottom? Yeah. That gets us what we need here. So then we have on here. All right, we now have the percent of base damage as we can grab. Excellent. Kill all of this that now have the new value on it. Okay. So we just need to set these guys. One is set, we just need to set the other. Am I not outputting? I need to output. Well, I guess I'm pushing in the value, right? Yeah, so I don't need to do any of this calculations because that doesn't matter. Only thing that matters is this value that was calculated pre-damage reductions. It's just a percentage of the attacker's information. Has nothing to do with that. So then we can kill this. Okay. Then what we're doing here, character tags, let's rename this section because I did forget what it meant by current character tags. Abilities, or I guess on damage taken, or trigger abilities on damage taken. This needs to only happen if the attacker is valid. because there's a chance that it might not be. So let's do that. I think that's it. Death. Oh, here as well. We need to check. That's valid. Is valid. Is valid. I guess I don't need this check. This one. I can bypass both. No, I need to do it separately. No, this is all together. This is all together. So. Okay, so let's spread all this out. Okay, so first, here. If it's valid, then we set who it was killed by. If it's not valid, I'm going to set it to self. So just in case the attacker, if the attacker is dead, is no longer in the world, I'll just say, hey, you somehow managed to die from something yourself. Then we have, if the attacker's still alive, then they might need to gain a health boost on killing it if they have Blood Feast. But obviously, if they're not alive, then it doesn't matter, so we just bypass it. And then we check if the player or whoever's taking damage has last stands, in which case they'll come back to alive. And, ooh, why does this need a damage dealer on trigger death? Hold on. I think I need to make it so this doesn't require it, because I need to trigger death no matter what, whether or not I have a valid attacker or not. So, what's going on? Why does death require a damage dealer? Okay, but I do check that if they're valid. Okay, so we're fine setting that information through, no matter what. And if it's not valid, then it's not valid. Cool. Okay, looking good. Next. What are we doing here? So we're checking if no character blood, or if I didn't do damage. Basically, we're just doing the spawning of blood. The effect. Yep. So let's go ahead and just Catch you. So this is spawn blood on damage taken. Or just spawn blood on hit. Or it is on damage taken, not just hit. Okay. I guess this does not. This could just go here, right? It's just a sequence. And then we can do the. Yeah, we can just make this whatever it is. So if it's false, then we do this. Next, we do the actual damage setup. There's definitely gonna be places where I don't know why I decide to do it the way I did, but where I have just made a new thing when I could just reuse the old one. But I did, so it will help me to find locations where I need to swap it still. Let's do the damage calculations all together. So let's see, where can I split this? I really can't, right? Because all of this relies on it. So I guess what I can do is this is dead, and then I can do a here. I can check if it's dead or not. And obviously if it's not dead, then I can do all of this. Yeah, that works. This whole part is going to come here. So let's still clean this up, though. This is all fine if it's true. I don't even need this boolean. I just go right in here and just this. Yeah, just set it. Because obviously, if it's not true, it's going to set it to false. So that's fine. Let's do. Lifesteal. Oh, I need to check if the attacker is alive here. So, yeah, the attacker. But I get. If it's valid, use them. Otherwise, we're going past. And then here, knockback. If I think same thing here. If the attacker is not valid, we're not doing knockback because we don't have the information. We don't need this player damage dealer because we already have a check for it. We're doing that here, right? So we don't need this check. That's already done ahead of here. I do want to see where we were using this. So I can get rid of those. Okay. Looks better already. Bring all this together. So this is the game over damage dealt taken tracking. Actually, let's do. Yep. This is knockback and after damage taken. Knockback after damage taken. See, now this is part of that, so you know what? I will move it all the way to the right. There we go. Much better. Hey, Sermon. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Apply damage. Why do no one inform you of stream YouTube? What do you mean? Every day, same time. Although there's a time change happening at some point. When's the time change happening? Oh, it's happening this weekend, actually. This Sunday. Are we moving forward or back? Are we getting an hour or losing an hour? I think we're losing an hour. Every day it's like Procedural Mine's about to go live, but I didn't get that today. I got something. You got something from me 10 hours ago? Wait, what? What'd you get? Let's comment this. Damage taken, or damage received. Visual response. This is culling strike. You thought you would never have to search for this video? Since you uploaded? Yeah, I thought I would. Oh, the short. Yeah, me having to search for lipstick and stuff. Yep. Yep. It's true. I never thought I'd be searching for that. As you might imagine, I don't really wear lipstick. My lips are just this luscious naturally. Okay. I guess this needs to. I should do this. I have a player gets hit feedback here. What is this doing? Because this is not doing anything. Whatever the feedback I had before isn't really. Get stunned. What do we get stunned? I have a stunned thing above. Oh, this is like if the ability is supposed to stun me in general. This is not player gets hit feedback. This is just forced stun. But then, and this is build up stun check. He's got a PokePD game that came out today. Been waiting about 3 hours for it to download. Pokepia, not Pokepedia. Pokepia. Assuming it's because so many people are downloading at once. What is Pokepia? Nintendo Switch, yeah, of course. How is it that Pokemon is the biggest franchise in the world, or it's definitely up there? I don't know if it's currently the biggest. I think it was the biggest at some point. Might still be the biggest. But why do their stuff still look like this? Like, they can make things look better. Like, we know they can do it. Still is. Like just shadow and lighting. I mean, you say other studios. It's not like the other studios or the current studio. There's no difference. You can give me a any any Pokemon game. It's gonna all be roughly the same. Like, game is this? Like, is it Arceus? Pokemon Arceus? Game? Yeah. This. Like, they have so much money. But they have so much money. But this is what it looks like. And if you're like, oh, it's a stylized look, that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to how the shadows don't touch, how you have lighting and shadows just don't look right for what it is. You could improve the lighting and shadows by still having it to be stylized. Right? Like, and it's so empty. I don't know. I feel like Pokemon has so much money that they just don't put enough effort into their Pokemon games because people just buy them without caring. I mean, it's really it. Just diehard Nintendo, fanboys that just love Pokemon more than, more than anything. Will just always buy it, I guess. I like Pokemon, but I don't get very many, to say the least. Like, it's too similar for me. Too same. Your Pokemon game is going to be better? I believe it. Because you took time. If you see a mistake, you fix it. You care about what's behind the rock. Good. I mean, the fact that you have rocks is already an improvement over their game, because I didn't see a single rock. So you're already beating them. Good job. It's all stun. Okay. So now we go to see whether or not I did anything right. Well, the fact that I can't attack is a problem. What the hell did I do? Why am I not even attacking? Okay, well, Oh, now I'm attacking. The hell? Of course, add a print string and we're fine. Okay, 13 damage. 39 damage, that's correct. So now we need to check what happens when I give myself damage upgrades and damage downgrades. Let's do sure, let's give myself some armor for a defense and offense. Okay, 16.9. Nice. Why are you stuck? Are you loading an attack? Why? Why are you stuck again? I thought we fixed this. Yeah. So, but damage increases is working. Let's get damage decreases. Where is the armor again? $8.5 damage decrease is working. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Look at Pokemon Winds and Waves. Sure. Say it's looking good. Gameplay. Come on. Load it up. Let's see. That's interesting. It's better. I mean, this is better, but no. Look, it's so blurry. All the textures are blurry. Here, I'm blocking it. Well, that's the main, right? It just, why is everything look low res blurry? Like, look at the ground. Yeah, I know they put the camera there, but right, like, it all looks blurry in low res. This is supposed to be their big trailer. Right, like, yeah, I went 10, here, I can go 1440. Right, like, it reads low res. Also, maybe it's just me, but almost single color Pokemon and like almost hand painted like grass is a little bit of a like visual discrepancy, you know? Right, like, yeah, especially here. Right? The Tangela looks almost like it has no, like, shading in the actual, like, tentacles. Right? like it all blends together. It doesn't look like there's any part is deeper inside. Like it's all just flat, but yet here it's all painted and has more interest. It's all blurry. But like I feel like it doesn't work together. Like I'd want the same kind of treatment here. Make them like painted. I think it would look really nice. I don't know. Maybe it's. I mean, it's probably just me. They kind of have a little bit of that on Oddish's leaves, but make that also for the Oddish. Make that also for the Tangela, right? Because I can tell there's some going on from lighting, but that's not. I'm not talking about lighting. I'm talking about the material and the texturing. Maybe it's just me. It seems like it's all working. Let me give myself what do I want to give myself? Not everything's gonna work yet, so I'm not gonna give myself something that's I know it's definitely not lifesteal. Yeah, lifesteal works. Cool. Yay. It's $77 after taxes? Jesus Christ. Ugh. You try their crappy looking one they just released? Oh no. Did they release some crappy looking one? The conflicting art styles? Yeah, yeah. I mean, let's quickly just look up Pal World. Pal World gameplay. I need to see a PAL. I mean, PAL may also have this problem, but it's a little less. Maybe it's just a little less jarring in PAL World. This is shitty. Why is it so low res? I miss the time when I could just specify that I want like a certain size of freaking images. Pal World also has the same thing, right? To be fair. And theirs is some of their stuff is even more realistic. So, okay, they both have the same problem. Right? Like, you have a more realistic ground, even in Pal World, right? This ground texture is almost, like, more realistic, but this is clearly not there. What is helping Pal World, though, compared to the Pokemon game, is Unreal Engine's lighting. They still look like they live in the same world from the lighting point of view. But yeah, still, I would have liked to have a little more detail personally. Okay, I think this is why are they so small? Right, you can see here. Or you have this like realistic grass, realistic texture, and then this one looks like it has some shading, or it's the material. Either way, this is not pure flat. The Pokemon one was worse, I will say, but still. Right. Yeah, you can see here, it's still relatively single material. The material here is doing a lot compared to the Pokemon, but the color is still one. But you can see, right, you got realistic trees and everything, and then just single shaded. It's a style, but, right, they definitely don't fit in the same kind of world, if you would think that. If you think about it. And by the way, I really enjoy Pal World. Don't get me wrong. Just because I think they don't go in the same world doesn't mean I don't enjoy the games. You got a screwed by tariffs on a digital download? Yeah. You got screwed by also inflation and everything else that's been happening in the last 5 years, since 6 years, I guess now, since COVID. Yeah. Inflation, tariffs, everything else you can think of. Okay, let's now try to get rid of all the stuff we don't need and then fix everything. Oh boy, we're about to break a lot of things. A lot of things. I hope you're ready. There's always problems. So damage override, it just goes into the calculated damage. Damage dealer is now attacker. This is now attacker. Thankfully, swapping these out is not hard. Done on this one. Palm World needs the normal map offset thing. Normal map offset thing. Where the ground has bumps and rocks and stuff, cast shadows. Do you mean that it needs like parallax occlusion mapping? Or do you mean it needs displacement? You want to live in a forest with a solar panels, Starlink Wi-Fi, catching fish and raising corn? I'll be honest, that sounds miserable. I know my displacement, got it. I know myself well enough to say with confidence that I would be miserable camping. Just not even living in a forest with like everything you described, just camping. I know I would be miserable. When I was a kid, I've went camping a few times, but mostly my parents went camping and I tagged along because you're young and I have no choice. But yeah, that's I like my computer. I'm not glued to phones like the younger generation. I'm glued to bigger screens on a computer, right? Tomato. tomato, you know. Okay, so this whole damage calculation we can get rid of. Oh, is this being used somewhere still? I'll calculate character damage. This is being used somewhere. Where am I using this? Oh, it's only being used. Oh, I see where it's being used. We need to get rid of this. Actually, I need to just change this to receive damage info. I need new interfaces. Calculate damage dealt and calculate damage taken. So calculate damage dealt is the attack info. And we'll return damage dealt and taken one. Receive damage info. And damage taken. You have to make your computer run off dirt, copper, and aluminum. I mean, one of those is cheaper than the others. Haven't had the need, but you know it's possible. Look, I mean, you can power like, you know, a clock off of a potato, right? Just because it's possible doesn't mean it's practical. Right? You gotta keep that in mind. It's possible for me to learn how to do absolutely everything I could possibly need for my game, do it all myself, including animations, characters, text, environment, everything. 100% of every little detail. I can learn how to create music, but it's not practical. Right? Same thing. You could theoretically use dirt, copper, and aluminum, but it's not really practical. Calculate damage dealer total damage. Calculate total damage after reductions. This is taken. This is total damage after reductions. Total damage. Oh, this also needs a percent of base damage. There we go. Okay, so now on you guys. Damage I can do calculate damage taken. Receive damage info goes there. Attack damage modifier. Oh, percent of base damage? No. I guess here I'm not using attack damage modifier anymore, huh? So I need to do a calculate damage dealt. So the spell damage scale is 0.5. Here we can specify that. Well, I only care about, I guess. I don't care about any of the effects. Not as player. So theoretically, I can just do this. Damage dealt, and then multiply by 0.5. That is the calculated attack damage. We'll see if that works later. Okay, you're good. Divine Protection damage scale. Let me fix the typo there. Oh god, that means I have to change it on all of the. I just broke more things by doing that. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. Okay, you. So I can now remove the damage calculations? No. It's still being used inside of calculate character damage. Did I remove it now, though? Oh, wait. This is wrong. I need to get, calculate, damage dealt. Oh, no, calculate damage received. Taken? Damage taken, because this is the received one.
The ads strike without warning, but I strike first. Timeline frozen.
No, this needs to be dealt. Sponsoring drums. On drum hit. Yeah, this is to receive the damage. Okay, I'll adjust after. I'll adjust after. Yeah, I think we need to do the same thing that we did on the other one, which is just do the damage taken stuff. By the way, I have been testing some new thumbnails for some videos. The past couple of videos, I have an A/B test running. Because it's actually thanks to you, Stormrun. Because you told me about Grok doing image stuff. And now I'm doing doing some tests. Just to see. Like, I have my original, and I have the original gone through a cinematic filter. It still looks the same. Like, there's still the same island, same characters. It's just, it's gone through, right? Obviously something. And another one, just I grabbed a new one. Also, simplified text. I just want to see. It probably won't have enough views to have a successful test. So it'll probably be more of a test for the next one that I do. But yeah, I was surprised how well it like it did things. I even did it on like the city ones. Clearly it's the same thing, except this one just looks so much nicer because it has like nicer lighting. And for a thumbnail, this might be good. We'll see. So my thumbnails might be going through a slight alteration. We will see. We'll see what people click on. Okay. You're good, right? Okay. Now, can I remove it? Yeah. There we go. So now we can remove the damage calculations, I assume. Excellent. Am I still using get combined crit damage here? I don't think I am. I don't think I'm using either one of these anymore. I think this is all now done inside of the AC abilities. Oh. Why is this? Yeah, we'll just do this. There we go. Hey, now we're not complaining anymore about things. Nice. Okay. So now I need to find out where all the other problems are. this. Then we've definitely not fixed them all. Play and tell me, yeah, all of them. Open all. Time to fix a bunch of errors. Once it opens. Oh boy. Okay. Damage override is now calculated attack damage. You are now here. Okay. You're good. Next. Oh, hold on. Damage override is off of the actor's scale? The shit is this? Sorry. Oh, yep, okay. Nope, this checks out. This checks out. On this one, this checks out. Because it was one of those that was growing, and the bigger it grew in size, the more damage it was doing, which is why it's using just the scale. Okay, so this doesn't have a calculated attack damage at all. So we need to calculate the attack damage. So this is the flamethrower. Really, it had nothing? Hold on. Yeah. Huh. Okay. You don't want to stun. Okay, so here, spell. I mean, the flamethrower. Wait, is this the old flamethrower? This is the old flamethrower. I'm not even using the old flamethrower anymore, am I? Right, we shouldn't be. Yeah, goodbye. just get rid of it. Problem solved. like, wait a second. Unreal? I know I hit compile, but you can do it. Apparently, Unreal could not do it. God damn it. Come on, you can do it. And you can also open everything again, I believe. Yes, please open the 24 things that were open. It's trying to open them now. Another monitor. Hasn't yet. See? Still stuck. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, let's fix these. Attack damage modifier means this needs to scale. What is this? Meteor. We'll probably end up changing this, but I need to do a damage calculation then. You multiply by you. And then yeah, make here. This is a spell. I guess this could just go in here. I don't need to. That just goes in there because there's a scale. The rest of this doesn't matter because we're not doing any other checks here. We just need to know the damage number. In this case. Okay. Adjust it. Next. A lot of them have just a damage modifier. This one has an override, thank goodness. So this one, though, needs a modifier. So if it's a player, it needs to go off the player's damage. Does it, though? Does it, though? I feel like it doesn't. I guess it should scale off the player damage. Which already does all the modifiers. It's just the base damage is still the base damage. I'm gonna use the same missile damage for both. I'm gonna use the same missile damage for both. It's the base damage, so it shouldn't matter. Or am I using as player otherwise? Oh, I actually also need to be plugging in here. Oh, I wasn't thinking about that on the other ones. I need to be making sure that if a player can use these, is players being pushed through. That's important. That is very important. Okay, well, we adjust that on the other ones. What is this? Laser beam. Laser beam. This is the, I think this is the big laser one. Check hashtag. Player. So what is this one? Orbital laser. I mean, I really should just add the player check for all of them. It doesn't hurt. You, and then what is this? Volcano rocks. Okay, we're fine on you. I don't need to do the check for if it's a player. Pretty much on this one, I think. Worst case scenario, I can always add it right later. Okay. Damage override goes to calculated damage. This one does, oh, this one also needs to not stun. This one does need to know if it's a player or not, though. For sure. Yep. Yep. As player. For sure, that one needs to know. I'm gonna miss some. I've realized that already, so it's fine in a sense. Laser link parent. Yeah, this also needs the player check. Not stun, please. Here, this is player laser. Am I still using player laser? No. Goodbye. Because I'm doing the other one now. Morthar, I mean, it's literally his ability, so we don't need to check if it's a player for him, for sure. Attack damage modifier. Okay, this one needs a little extra. No, I need to do just here. Make till this needs to go into calculated damage. It's a spell. This is the scale. And it is a spell. And that's all we need. Musical shockwave as always by the boss. We don't do stuff for that one. Same thing here. This is only a boss one. Attack damage modifier. We definitely need to make it then. Let's do calculate damage dealt. Make spell and 0.01 scale. I am using that scale, right? Like, I'm pretty sure. I'll just confirm. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. That would have been bad. That would have been bad. So that means some attacks could have been real bad. Okay, now it's gonna adjust by the damage scale. Kind of an important one to have, I'll be honest. Is force damage override not being sent through anymore. Hold on. Did I actually remove that? Because I shouldn't have. Now, received damage even has force damage. Oh, it's just... Okay. Force damage override, it's true. Wait, why is it true? Oh, it's because... Why is it true? Oh, in case where I need to have it do 0 damage. But this one, I don't need the force damage override anymore. This is correct. This is correct. Damage override is calculated attack damage. We just have it to be 0. That's fine. Yeah, this is fine. We do need to know if it's a player, though. Absolutely, we need to know if it's a player. Okay. Are we good? We still do... Okay, hold on. I can't attack yet. Someone can attack. Preparing textures. There we go. There we go. 13. 117. That doesn't seem right. Wait. No, that means I was using the scale before. Because the 39 would have been scaled to 3x. No, hold on. Where was I doing the skill? Oh, I was doing it out here. Why is it doing it out here? Just this. Yeah. Just put it all inside of that. There you go. It was like, hold on, like how did I miss that? I didn't. The answer is I didn't. Okay. So now, a couple of things we need to check. So, floor dot. So this is going to need to have its own kind of setup still. This trigger dot setup needs to be still adjusted. Because here we no longer care what the damage dealer is. We just need to know what the dot's damage is. And the dot damage needs to know whether or not it is the player doing the damage or not. So we're going to need a few things. Let's go ahead and close some of this stuff, though. I don't need. For the attack info, is there something we don't need here anymore? I think we still need everything, right? Attack angle, still good. Sound effects, no, everything's still good. Okay. Okay. We'll go back to attack trace dummy. Do I have it its player in here? I don't, do I? Although this one should be using the the right info. It should be passing it along, so. Why ain't I just set it as a variable? Why did I do this? I don't know. I regret my choices already. I regret my choices already. Do I? You know what? I'm just gonna set it here. And then for everywhere I need just the player or the attacker, I just use these. I don't know why I did what I did before, but you know what? I've realized my mistake, and I can correct it. Because every time I modify that, it will just continue adding, and I'll want to close it. And if I close it, then I'll want to close it all of them, and that's going to be hell on earth. So it's one of those times where past me was being very dumb. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. It was. It's the trace. That's fine. I'm just looking for the what's it called? Damage stuff. This stuff is all fine. Wait. That. Almost missed that one. I got into a little bit of a mindless doing cycle and then almost missed that. Now, sometimes you just start doing things when it's repetitive and you're just like, you know what? Just brain turns off. You're just gonna do it a few times and then you're fine. But nope. Gotta pay attention. Not that much, but still a little bit. Ideally. so many. I did this before to myself. Why did I do this to myself? I don't know. Why did I do this to myself? I should remind you, I'm not a masochist. I know that's what a masochist would say, and based on what I'm having to do again, I would understand you thinking I'm a masochist, to be fair. You know what? Maybe not a masochist. Maybe masochist is a strong word. Stupid. Definitely stupid. That's more accurate. Less masochism, more just stupid. And I guess I know that this works because I can do damage to the enemy and enemy can do damage to me. So I know his player is being passed through. I don't know why I was thinking that it might not be. I already confirmed it. This is clearly end of day being stupid. Yep, that's what this is. End of day dumbness. Can we get that trademarked? Can we get copyrighted? I actually don't know what the difference is between a trademark and a copyright. I don't have one of either. But, you know. Because I think you can copyright a trademark, so probably very different. Last one. Last one, yay! Okay, yeah, and here we're passing through the is player. Good. Okay, so the next thing we are going to work on, though, right, is this one for now. It needs the player setup. Next thing we're going to do is work on the damage over time. And this, I mean, it's not, it is a damage, it's a floor damage over time, so this should really be a dot. Nice thing I was thinking about is when this is all over, I'll be able to just place fire in the world. And as long as I configure it to have all the damage info, but the number of, like, how much damage it does, I'll also be able to put environmental problems somewhere. And then I just tell it to force damage. And it can apply it to everyone if I wanted to. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Turn to Borat there for a moment. Never seen the movie. Only seen little clips online. Okay. I think we're 90% there. I think we're 90% there. I wonder how I can still improve the enemies. I was looking through the actual recording of the devlog, because I can just pause it, right? If I look at the actual devlog here, February. And one thing I noticed, right, is the frame rate. So here it's like 147, 142, 113, 159. I have a low of 61 combat. 105, 111, 137. That's a big fluctuation. That's a big fluctuation. 80, 126, 162. Right? So that's a very big fluctuation. Like, it's still, 194 on this one. 81, 147, 155. Like, it's, yeah, the lowest, it did go to 61 in this scenario. It's the lowest I've seen, actually, just now. I think the lowest before, that was when I was just scrubbing through and just clicking places, was like 80. So now I know it goes down to 61. The point is, I don't know, one, how accurate this is. I assume it's accurate. Relative to, like, I don't know, like Steam showing the number. But I don't know how to improve the AI or enemies more. And that's really where I need to hit the frame rate, because the problem right areas is when during combat. And this is 80 in combat, 78. Right, 126. Well, 126 is when everyone's dead, right? 162, 147. So this was in combat 147. So in this combat was fine. So maybe it's just some enemies. I don't know. Because it's clearly not even effects, because 113. I'd like to be above 120 at least on this card. Obviously, I have not done any optimizations, really. Like, I've not gone in and tried to improve the lighting, performance, and things like that. But, considering this was the first time that I was even looking at the frame rate on a package build, I was just pleased about it being as high as it was, because I thought it was like 40, 50 before. But why it drops here on this frame to 61, right back to 112, right? So I'm trying to figure out, and you can see it occasionally goes to a 2 in front. I can't go frame by frame on this freaking default media player. I wish I could. Yeah, I think there was a 2 there. So occasionally, like, it has such high fluctuation that is, I don't know how accurate it is. And if it is extremely accurate, then I would love to know why it's so up and down. But we'll figure that out at some other point. Tomorrow we will look into setting up the damage over time now that we have the calculations before. Sorry, not the calculations, the damage calculations, yeah, for the damage dealer and for the receiver as a separate thing. We can now do both, which means I should be able to now send through the dot damage and the floor dot damage, which will be different because the dot damage will be things like someone stabs you with poison and you have a dot of poison, you should get multiple dots of poison then. It should stack. And if you are in walking through fire, you should only have the one fire. So that's the difference between the floor ones and the non-floor ones. But they all take this, the regular dots that an enemy can put on you, like poison stab, right, will scale off the enemy's attack, but the environmental ones will be always consistent. So a fire on the ground will always have the same damage on that floor, on that level, whether or not it was spawned by Bob or, you know, Jeff the Lord of Fire. Doesn't matter. So that's the plan. I will set that all up tomorrow. I don't want to start on it right now because it just seems like a good stopping point since we're about to start on that, and that's going to take a while. So we'll take care of all of that tomorrow. But with that, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.